What's going on, folks? Welcome back. It is Mark Sanders of the Scyfli Smoke Shop, back with our first video of 2023. We got plans for this year. I know last year we didn't have a ton of videos, but this year there's a lot that's going to be new and changing in this space, so hopefully we'll have a lot more content. For our first video of the year, I wanted to talk about a new device that I found that I'm impressed by, which doesn't happen often. There's a lot of toys and little devices in the cannabis industry, and quite frankly, most of them are just trash. They break easily. They don't do what they say they do. But this device is different, okay? And it uses one of these, right? You're all familiar with this, right? This is a 510 thread cartridge. It is typically filled with cannabis oil, and every dispensary has a stock of these. They tend to be a very easy form of delivery, right? Very easy form of delivery, but not a what would I say? A high dosage of delivery, right? You can't get a lot of it at once. It takes a lot of kind of sucking on these to get to the desired effect. At least it does for me, right? If I want to use a cart, I'm using 2 or 3 at a time to try and get to the same space. So, not my favorite device, but what we have here, this one is called the Pulsar Sipper, hopefully is going to change that. It has for me, and I'll tell you why. So let's just use it real quick, right? You pop this off. I just put lotion on my hands, so they were slippery. Relax, okay? It's not hard to come off. So this is our base. There's a pump in here, and there's a connection for the cartridge, right? It's also charged with a USB-C on the front, and it has this kind of touch button. It works a lot like a pen. You click it 5 times and it'll turn on. So anyway, we got it on. We're going to attach our cart. And once the cart is secure, you're going to attach the vessel. Now the vessel is just a glass topper with a little kind of, this black thing kind of disperses the vape into the vessel. That's a key part of it. So once we have this set up, you put this on top and watch this. Okay, this is my favorite part. You just double click and look at that. Without using your own lungs, you are drawing on this cart and filling this vessel. And it has a 1-minute timer, so this auto draw I've just set will run for a minute. Usually it starts spurting out before that, so you would just press it to turn it off. And now you detach it and you got this vessel full of vape, right? Look how easy this is. Dudski. And that was a full 20 seconds of draw time on that cart. So without tiring my own lungs, I have vaped from a cart, which is amazing to me. And by using this method, you can get a lot more delivery, meaning you can inhale a lot more of the oil than you can just drawing on the cart normally, right? So a couple other really good parts of it. If you have a clogged cartridge, which happens all the time, right? You got a cart, you're sucking, you can't get it to go. This thing will bust through a clog. Because that pump is in there, it just builds pressure up until the clog bursts. So I had a bunch of cartridges at home I wanted to try out. I put them on, held the button down, and for a couple seconds you would hear it working through, but then that clog would pop and you'd be good to go. So that is one of my favorite parts of this. There are other models of this on the industry. This one is a little bit more affordable than the others. And the difference between the other models and this one is this top thing here. With this one, you can put water in it. And if you want this to be a bubbler, you can literally put about that much water in here. And now, on top of having it as a vapor vessel, you got a bubbler as well. It's also capable of doing dabs, right? If I take this off, there's a little bucket that you screw right where the cart went in, and you put your dab in, and then you do this thing just like this. And it will also work for dabs. So it's multi-functioned. The battery lasts a good amount of time, right? I think I've gotten about 15 or so runs on it from a full battery. And there are a couple cons, right? Not every device is perfect. The main con with this is the rate at which it can burn through a card. Okay, there are a couple of heat settings on this, 3 or 4. The lower one won't deliver as much, right, because the heat is lower, but it will help you conserve it, because on high, like I run it, a full cart can get burned down pretty quickly, right? So you want to keep that in mind, that even though you're not inhaling it, you are burning through this thing pretty quickly depending on what heat level it was at, right? So there's also one other small issue. This can get waxy. For some reason, the way this device is designed, once you're inhaling it, there's this little part at the top right here where your oil will condense back into a solid, right? And it kind of attaches itself to the inside there. That's, you know, it's pretty easily clean. It's not a huge deal, but that is one downside of it that that kind of, you know, irks me. I would prefer to have this with the bubbler not in here. I would prefer just a straight cone, no glass in the middle, just this. That way I could fill it all the way up without having to worry about this in here. So that's pretty much it. You got your cleaning, which we just talked about. There is just to show you here, there's a carb hole on this, all right? And that carb hole is how it allows you to inhale it without getting clogged, right? So when you're inhaling, that carb hole is where the air comes through. Now, I have a little trick I do. I will hold the carb hole once it's reached the middle portion and let it keep going, right? And this way it'll fill the top portion of the vessel so you can get even more. This is for big dogs, okay? Because this will put a normal person on their butt, so be careful if you're going to try this. But here we go. Oh man, good stuff. So that's it for today, folks. Let's talk about 2023 real quick. There's going to be a lot of changes in the cannabis space. There's a bunch of dispensaries opening up on Route 73. So keep your eyes open. You're going to have a ton of new choices. The cannabis industry right now, for me, what's available right now is corporate bud, right? I call the bud that's available now kind of Walmart weed. It's made quickly. It's made in a mass production kind of fashion. So there's no love, right? The mom and pop kind of small growers and dispensaries will finally get underway this year. So you'll finally get to see some high quality stuff like you see out on the West Coast. Hopefully the prices will come down this year because, you know, with more competition, you got more chances that prices will come down. So stay tuned on that front. Smash the like, subscribe. We need your help, please. And that's about it. We will see you next time here at Scyfli. Peace out. Later, guys.